China scooped up what it wanted, flying that spy craft across the entire continental United States. A new report says the Chinese Communist Party was able to gather sensitive intelligence from multiple American military sites. Senior officials are telling NBC News China controlled that craft, and it sent back information to China in real time, mostly using electronic signals. Remember, it entered U.S. airspace January 28th. Biden's administration let it fly over us for a week before our military finally shot it down off the coast of South Carolina on February 4th. The Biden administration repeatedly played down any national security concerns. You remember.
No specific reason to suspect that they were conducting surveillance of any kind. There shouldn't be any overarching concern by the American people that the skies are somehow full of attack balloons or that they're at greater risk.
The leading intelligence community assessment is that they were probably for benign purposes, whether it's weather or commercial scientific research.
You know, Admiral Kirby's in an awkward position there. Either they were lying, and he was furthering that, or they're really bad at their jobs. When it comes to voters' feelings on China, a recent Fox poll shows a majority call it the greatest threat to America. 66% say President Biden has been too accommodating with dealing with Beijing. Pete Hegseth, co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. Pete, I want to show all respect for those in authority. But when they don't use their power to protect us, their one single job, it's hard to stomach.
It sure is. It's really embarrassing for this White House. It's also really dangerous for America. And we want to trust John Kirby or
yes.
Lloyd Austin or anyone. You want to, but John Kirby would have known at that point, mid-February, those clips are being played, what we now know because of this report, that it was not just, loosely traveling across the United States for a week. According to the report, this Chinese spy balloon was doing figure-8 rotations over some of our most sensitive nuclear sites. If not gathering digital intelligence, meaning photographs, they're getting signals intelligence, which means they're trying to get a sense of what kind of electronic signals are being sent, radar, others, above these sensitive nuclear sites, and then sending it back to the Communist Chinese. So by the time John Kirby's saying this is benign, they would have known the exact flight path. They would have known that it was loitering. See that graphic you're showing right now? That makes it look like, it was a movie. That's just a TV graphic. The Pentagon has a real graphic, which shows how close it got, where it stayed. And it, because of the aircraft we would have had next to it, would have known what, more or less what its capabilities were because it wasn't moving quickly. They're just cowards and probably liars. Because in this particular instance, cowards because they weren't willing to take an action to confront China, which is confronting us around the world in various ways, most non-military, but they'd like to win a war with us before a shot has to be fired. And they didn't have the courage to just be straight and shoot it down. And then they're not honest with the American people. And then you wonder why we don't trust them. But that poll reveals that average people have common sense and can see through this. This is a very dangerous thing that occurred, and they waited until Surfside Beach, South Carolina, to shoot it down after the Communist Chinese got everything they wanted.
So digging deeper into this exclusive reporting by NBC News, Pete, you have me asking some questions. So while you were talking, I'm looking for when was it that the Biden administration started to even tell us that the Chinese were capable, the Chinese Communist Party, of collecting signals intelligence. It was after the balloon had been shot down. And just to revisit, when you show that map, look how much time it spent off our coast, out of our airspace. We knew this thing took off many days before it reached our airspace. We had to have been studying it by then. And then here's part of their reporting. The balloon had a self-destruct mechanism that could have been activated remotely by China. Our officials today, Pete, are saying, according to NBC News, it's still not clear if it malfunctioned, that mechanism to self-destruct, or if China chose not to trigger it. We are still capitulating to an enemy. We're going to wait for them to figure out what they're going to do. Are they going to blow it up or not?
Is that what the result was? I mean, I think this is an attempt by the administration to obfuscate an absolute failure, a failure to protect our nation by pretending like it was something other than it is. maybe the Chinese wanted eventually for us to know exactly what they got, because it's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing for us. And there was plenty of places we could have shot it down. We chose not to. We look weak. I know that sounds simple, but it's true. It's open season under this administration. And what will we probably talk to the Chinese about next? Not the balloon, not COVID. I'm sure we'll insist they lean into those climate change efforts. And our energy secretary will laud them for what they're doing, while they laugh at us and continue to find non-military ways to learn more about us, to put us in a corner, to make us more vulnerable, to make us more compromised. So should we actually have to confront them, we can't, which is what they want.
Wow. We'll move to their new friend, Russia. Russia is still holding American Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich in Moscow, and they're accusing him of espionage. The outlet's editor-in-chief lashed out over his arrest.
It's a total outrage. He is an accredited journalist. He had a visa, he had accreditation from the Russian government. He was out doing his job, and it's completely unacceptable. Russia has become not a great environment for journalists, either Russian or foreign. Terrible. You know, and these, the worst. It is the worst.
Yesterday, Secretary of State Blinken spoke with Russia, their foreign minister Lavrov. Blinken called for the immediate release of Gershkovich and also that of Paul Whelan. Let's please not forget that we have more Americans around the world, at least another one in Russia now. Another American Russia is holding. Calls are growing for President Biden to take some action, do something. The Wall Street Journal editorial board wrote this: the brazen arrest of an American journalist shows the declining ability of the United States to deter assaults on its citizens. The Biden administration condemned the detention, but it's fair to ask why Mr. Putin believes he can snatch Americans and come out ahead. Pete.
I have one word for why he can. His name is Victor Bout, and he's known as the Merchant of Death. And he's a Russian arms dealer who is now free, who's got American blood on his hands. And why is he free? Because we traded him for a WNBA star and didn't get Paul Whelan. And now they have another journalist. They believe that this administration will cut bad deals that benefit them, that have very little downside and consequences. They're already neck deep in the war in Ukraine, but they've saddled up to China and the other BRICS countries. So this is Vladimir Putin just pulling another pawn into his orbit. And we rightfully should be outraged by this. Journalists should have the ability to operate. But of course they don't in Putin's Russia. He doesn't believe in journalism. He will accuse this journalist who's trying to get information for a story of spying for the United States, and he'll have plenty of complete support domestically and another pawn to play on the international stage. We never freed Paul Whelan. We gave away a criminal and got a basketball player. And we wonder why. I'm glad she's back, but it's not the kind of deal that makes us look strong.
Well, look, as former military, you know, it's a blessing whenever any American can be freed and come home, but you know that they treat you differently. You know that they treat former military like Paul Whelan differently. We need to get him home. Strike any kind of a deal. I mean, look, you put a thirsty blood killer, Victor Bout, back in the open planet. Russia is, how can they not think that there's more coming to their benefit? Look at what we did.
Absolutely.
But we got to get our people home.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they're not going to protect the ones here with an open border, let's go at least get the ones that are in other countries where we need to rescue them. Oh, my goodness. We could talk for hours, but we can't. Show's not that long. Pete Hegseth, thank you so very much. Hey, look, you definitely want to check out this. Pete has a new special, The Life of Jesus, Part 2, God Saves Us. He and his pastor travel across the Holy Land to retrace the steps of Jesus. It's available right now on Fox Nation. If you didn't see the first one, it's still up. You can watch it. And then watch this one. It is so compelling. Don't miss it. We're almost at Good Friday and Easter weekend. Good timing.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.